You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Guys, welcome to another update on MicroStrategy stock, which today is falling really quite a lot. We are down almost 7%, 6.53 at the time of filming, and still a couple hours to go until the markets to finish. With all of that being said, based on where we are right now, what do we have to look at, and what do we have to look forwards to in the next couple of days? Well, I'm going to be sharing with you my personal thoughts and opinions based on the updates that we have seen today in regards to the stock's price. So, if this sounds good, make sure to give it a like and do subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. At the same time, do remember, this is just my personal thoughts and opinions, and it should not be taken as financial advice. Let's jump straight into the video though, and I think we must first acknowledge what we are seeing today with this stock. As we are seeing, well, a massive drop, right? 6.32 now. However, it is still, really quite the leg down. On the charts, it's very clear to see what we're looking at. Major decrease. However, at the time of filming, we are finding somewhat of a bottom now, potentially, which is going to be another really interesting stage to watch. Now, this caught my attention today for a number of reasons. Not only is this a stock that we've been following here on the channel for some time, but now we're seeing this getting to a point which is significantly below what I personally was expecting or looking for in the next couple of days. If you watched my update yesterday, the thing that I was looking for here was to see whether this one holds up onto the levels of 160. And you guys will know, I like to just give you my levels, right? I give you the support levels, the resistance levels, the high side, the low side potential. That's just because I want you guys to go on to create your own opinions. I'm simply giving you the resources and the levels that I'm looking at so that you guys can perhaps go on to interpret that in more detail. So what I'm trying to say here is, I said this yesterday, right? But I said this level that we saw, we're going to call it 160, 159.50. That was really, for the most part, in my opinion, a make or break. And I think that there was some potential that we were going to see this one potentially see a little bit of a comeback and go to the upside. I think, this level had held up, what, 3-4 times in the past. We'll call it here. We can draw it this time, which it obviously fell through, but we'll get to that. This time, and to some extent this time as well. This time though, right now, it's not holding up, is it? And we're now going to much lower levels, right? $22 off the share price today alone. This is very noteworthy. And what I would say with this one, and what I would ask with this one is, well, where do we go from here? Are we going to see the possibility of us now hitting this bottom? Let's zoom out to the 6 months even. Are we going to see us finding this new level of support around here? Now, that is not entirely impossible, as we have seen this level before, right, roughly. Or are we going to see this one continue to fall? Well, the first thing is, I think, especially on the 1 month, right, the drops that we've seen recently have been quite large. Of course, we have seen a run-up, which, again, whenever we see these massive runs, you've got to question where things go next. However, we now have this point where things are going back down significantly. And the reason why this matters, in my opinion, is from a psychological standpoint. Because a lot of people, when they see these big moves up, big moves down, their mind immediately goes to a certain place, right? So big moves up is often, I'm going to be rich, all this positive thought. Big moves to the downside, people really start to panic in a lot of instances. And what I'm trying to say here is we need to look at this with a lot more of a reasonable, a lot more of a restrained opinion. However, I do think that the drops that we have seen today will certainly freak a lot of people out. And with that being said, I would certainly urge caution. Now, being as we have actually bounced off of this level and essentially rejected it, right? Being as we haven't been able to find that support, we'll call it 360 again. And because we've gone much lower, I personally still am not all too confident in where we are right now. I'm not too confident in seeing this one hold up at the moment. Obviously, there is that possibility. Draw the line back. Draw the line right back, right back, right back. You can see levels where we are right now. You can see the green line here at 342. You can draw that straight back to this bottom here. And of course, it has been a previous level of resistance. But do I trust it? I personally don't trust it very much, right? Is there a possibility that this could be the new entry point? Well, of course, again, it's your risk tolerance, right? It depends on what you see it as. I always do urge caution with these sorts of stocks because these are naturally going to be very, very risky. This is just the case, right? This is absolutely the case. It's going to come with some inherent risks. But if you're comfortable taking those, arguably now could be a fairly decent entry point. However, I do think that there's a lot of instability that's going on here at the moment, and that should not be ignored. Again, if you want to see that as a potential bounce point, as it historically has been, maybe there's some truth to that. But I personally wouldn't put too much faith in it as of yet. I think there's a potential now, and especially zoom out to the 1 year, maybe even a bit further than that, right? You've seen this stock really see a massive, 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 massive run, right? And I say that because we got to put this into context. Into the 400 range. This is from prices way down at 300, 200, 240 back here. Even to where we are now, we're up big. We're up very, very big. And all I'm trying to say is, there are no historical major levels of support anywhere near here. Does that mean that we can't find one? Well, maybe we might, right? We've seen some levels hold up around this point in the past, but in my opinion, again, more likely than not, there is that possibility of going a bit lower by the end of the week. That's just the way that I see it. Now, again, I do hope I'm wrong. A lot of people tell me in the comment section, well, that opinion is wrong. Great. Especially when I'm making bearish opinions, I do hope it is wrong. But, especially with the volatility that we see in here, yeah, you've got that room for a potential bounce. But I think now this one started to fall quite a bit. You guys can do what you want, right? But especially with today, we're seeing this momentum to the downside starting to grow. Things are moving lower. If I was going to give you the way that I would play this, and again, I am not in this one, but if I was going to give you the way that I personally would play this one, I'd say it as simple as this. I would hold out for a good few days. I'd wait to see if we can find a level of support that actually and truly holds up. If we can find that, that's a very good sign. When we see some stability, some slow consolidation, either with a reduction in moves downwards or a slight increase to the upside, then I'm pretty happy. Right now, I am not seeing that, okay? And yeah, it's the first day that we've seen such a major drop, but it is, again, a very major drop. We've got to pay attention to this. I'd be holding out. I know we're coming back slightly at the time of filming from the lows of the day. However, still too soon to say, right? Even if this one comes up another 2-3% by the end of the market, still far too soon to say. I would say, for me personally, in the next couple of days, I'm going to urge extreme caution. I personally wouldn't touch this one for the next few days if I didn't already own shares. I think there's that potential of going even lower. That's just my personal play. Again, you guys can do things however you want. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all just based on my opinions after all. But I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Don't forget to leave me your opinions down there. And again, if you want to join the Patreon, link is in the comment section too. Thank you so much, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.